Hey everybody, Motorpoet59 here. I did a video yesterday about how the Californians need to keep their eye on the ball and not be distracted by all the other foo-for-ah and silliness and allegations and everything that's going on right now with the Republican candidate Larry Elder, other issues that could easily splinter the party, cause people to lose focus on the actual recall. Well, over the last few weeks, I actually wrote a piece on this a while back. I have noticed that conservatives are at each other's throats over COVID, masks, and the vaccine. I said a while back I didn't want to do anything else about the vaccines, and this isn't really about the vaccines. This is about division. Like I said, if you want to get the vaccine, get it. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. You want to wear masks, wear them. You don't want to wear them, don't wear them. But we have to stop nitpicking each other. It's not nitpicking. It's way beyond that. And I'm talking about between conservatives. You got people out there calling each other names, throwing accusations at people. I had somebody tell me that people like me who chose to get the vaccine, and I chose to get the vaccine, it was my choice. Nobody forced me to do it. I didn't feel coerced into doing it. I did it for my own reasons. But I actually had someone who is a friend of mine and ostensibly a staunch conservative tell me that people like me were making it hard on people like them. And this person could stand there and say something like that and not realize the division that is being caused. Now, the government's not forcing anybody to do it. And that's another thing that we conservatives, if you're these people, these anti-vaxxers, you need to shut your stinking mouths about the government forcing people to do things. Because the government is forcing no one to do this. If you work for a government agency, whether it's a state or federal, and their policy is that you have to be vaccinated, it's your job. You're going to have to get vaccinated. There's not going to be any class action lawsuits. My wife works for Kaiser. They have to be vaccinated. But you know what? They had to get flu shots. They've had to get all these other vaccinations, and they have to stay up on them every year. They have to do this stuff. They have to. And she works in an office, in a call center. She doesn't work around other people. She works from home, but they still have to do it. People, conservatives who should know better, are confusing their constitutional right to freedom of whatever it is, whatever freedom they think is being infringed on. But they're confusing their rights as an American with their rights as an employee. If you're an employee for somebody, when you went to work, you signed a piece of paper that said you would abide by whatever rules they set in place. It didn't say you'll abide by the rules we have in place right now, but you don't have to abide by any that we may put in place later. You are bound by that agreement. You are free to quit your job and go work somewhere else that may not have such a policy. But if they have that policy, you have to abide by it. I have actually seen people on Facebook, conservatives, saying, oh, I've already talked to lawyers. There are already lawyers waiting, lining up to take these cases. No, they're not. No, they're not. These are not. You don't have the constitutional right to work somewhere. That's just the bottom line. The conspiracy theories that are surrounding the vaccines, people, conservatives, intelligent people I know to be intelligent people, are saying some of the most unintelligent things. It's insane, and they're attacking their fellow conservatives who feel differently about the vaccines. And while they're doing this, the Democrats are getting away with murder, while these conservatives are yapping at each other. If you believe that the people on the left, especially the politicians, if you believe they give a rat's ass whether or not the conservatives get the vaccine or wear masks or whatever, you are not paying attention, nor have you been paying attention for quite some time. They don't care. They don't care about COVID. They don't care about masks, and they don't care about vaccines. All they care about is that we, as conservatives, are arguing about it. All they care about is that division. All they care about is that wedge that they have managed to stick between us. And there are too many conservatives on both sides of the vaccine issue that are losing sight of the real issues, which is the long-term issues that things that are going to affect America. Because in 5 years, this whole vaccine thing, this whole COVID thing is going to be an interesting footnote. But what won't be behind us and what won't be an interesting footnote in history is the things that the Democrats are going to accomplish while we snip and bark at each other over this stupid freaking vaccine, while the Democrats push all this stuff through the House. And those are things that aren't going to go away in 5 years. There are going to be things that we will have one whole hell of a time getting rid of and overturning. There are things that even if a Republican was to win the presidency in the 2024, we might still not have the House. But if we do, it will still be difficult to overturn some of these things, to put some of these things behind us. And people are losing sight of that. Conservatives are losing sight of that. We need to keep our eye on the ball. We need to keep our head in the game. We need to keep our eye on the big picture and stop worrying about this vaccine. Get over it. Take it. Don't take it. The only person that gives a rat's ass about that is you. And everybody else is just following somebody that's pissing and moaning about this on whichever side. Stop it. Please stop it. Do it. Don't do it. If you work for a company that's going to do it, pissing and moaning to people on Facebook, pissing and moaning to your friends and talking about it is going to accomplish nothing. It's going to accomplish nothing. You need to maybe form some sort of a resistance at your job or something. I don't know. But pissing and moaning to other conservatives and calling them names and backbiting, and those aren't conservative traits. Those are liberal traits. Those are the traits of the left, all that stuff. And if you're engaging in that, whatever side you're on, don't call yourself a conservative to me. Act like a conservative. Start acting like conservatives where this is concerned. You're losing focus. Things are going to start happening that are going to really affect this country, because this vaccine thing isn't. It's going to have a very local and a very short-term effect on things, and it will pass. But the things that are going to happen in the House right now in Washington will not just pass. And the Republicans have absolutely no power to stop any of it. So stay focused. Stay focused. Please stop fighting with each other. You're making fools of yourselves. You're splintering the party. This is why we lost the general election. If all of you who are pissing and moaning at each other right now would have shut the hell up, stayed focused, Donald Trump would be president right now. And most of the people who are against the vaccine right now would have gotten it, because Donald Trump is the one that pushed all this through. He's the one that took down all the red tape, the bureaucracy that surrounds trying to get any drug to the market. That's why it takes so long. It's not because there's anything wrong with the drug. It's because everybody wants to get their finger in the pie. Everybody wants to have their stamp of approval. So down the road somewhere, they can open some book and say, look, my name is in this. If this wouldn't happen without me, I made them wait for 6 weeks while I went out and played golf and all this stuff before I signed off on this. That's what happens. And if Donald Trump were still president, this vaccine thing I don't think would even be that big an issue. Maybe the people on the left would be pissing and moaning at each other, but I don't think so. Stay focused. Stay focused. Don't lose track of the United States of America. Start putting the country first, because if you're one of these people who is that's bitching about the vaccine on either side, and you're calling it, you are being selfish. You're making this about you and not about the United States. You need to get off your high horse. You need to get out of your ego Leave that at the door and let's move forward. I don't know, what do you think about all this? Where do you stand on splitting the party? I don't care where you stand on vaccines or COVID. That is irrelevant at this point. Where do you stand on what it's doing to the conservative movement and the Republican Party, and where do you think it might take us? Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motopoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. We'll see you all later.